Hey, it's Kaufman is Alive. I look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at a new comic book, Transformers issue number 24 by Image Comics and Skybound Press. This is a part of the Energon universe as well, which is a very cool concept created by Robert Kirkman, who got the license to Transformers and G.I. Joe a couple years ago and created this Energon universe here. I've got like the free comic book day. This is Transformers and G.I. Joe and another published book called Void Rivals, which all connect together. They're all part of the same universe. I think it's really cool putting G.I. Joe and Transformers together in the same universe. It's been done before, but we get this kind of updated modern take on all these characters. I really think Robert Kirkman has made Transformers and G.I. Joe into something that comic book fans are looking forward to every month. They've made them very badass as opposed to kind of corny and cartoonish. And these are some of the best comic books going right now. I think if you pretty much ask almost anybody, they'll tell you that G.I. Joe and Transformers are two of the top books from any company. And they're consistently like that from month to month. Now, when Transformers first came out, issue number 1, I had it in my hands at my shop, and I balked on picking that up at the time, which was a mistake because, you always hear hype from all sorts of books saying this is the best new thing coming out, this is the greatest comic book ever published, and there's always hype surrounding books like that, including even this new issue. They say in the hype leading up to this, it's the most surprising ending of any comic book of the year. And certainly some hyperbole. I wouldn't really go that far in saying that, although, your opinion may differ. But when that first issue came out, like I said, I kind of balked. I was like, oh, a new Transformers kind of G.I. Joe universe. That sounds cool, but, we'll see. And then, by the second or third issue, it was one of the most talked about series going in comic books. So I love the corner panel there. Is that Starscream? But we get the artwork here on the cover by Jorge Corona. I got the B cover. Daniel Warren Johnson, who is the writer of this issue, actually does the A cover. And he was the original artist and creator on this book from the first issue. So he was the writer and artist with Mike Spicer doing the colors, which he still is. But this is some of Daniel Warren Johnson's artwork. And it's pretty similar to what Jorge Corona's been doing in Transformers. Kind of a very messy style with really heavy dark inks. I love how both of these artists are able to take these giant robots in disguise, especially a character like Optimus Prime, who really, has no face or a mouth, no ears. He's just got the robot eyes. Kind of hard to make him look expressive, but as you can see, all the Transformers artists here are able to really make the robots very expressive. The artwork is, like I said, it's got some really dark, heavy inks. It's almost kind of messy. A departure from the cartoon, the kind of clean style of the cartoons. So I really appreciate the artist's take on these Transformers here. I mean, we get a battle between Megatron and Optimus Prime here in this issue to start out. And as you can see, it's just a brutal fight between these guys that lasts for pages. And I love this Optimus Prime running at Megatron, turns himself into a truck and slams right into him here. They're battling in Chicago as well. Optimus Prime's trying to protect all the humans while Megatron just wants to destroy them. So the theme of the book is kind of Optimus Prime's unwavering protection of the innocent. Even though he's an alien life form, much more powerful than humans, he still wants to protect them from the likes of a creature like Megatron, who just wants to destroy all the humans and restore Cybertron to its former glory. And the Energon universe, Energon is in reference, if you weren't aware, to the power source on Cybertron in the Transformers lore. So Energon kind of connecting Transformers and G.I. Joe, because in G.I. Joe, they've discovered Energon, and Dukes ran into some of the robots, and they haven't really crossed over too much yet, though. I'd highly recommend the free comic book day Energon Universe special from this past year, though, where we do get some G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover in that book. I hadn't mentioned yet, the reason I picked this issue up specifically, as I've kind of been dipping in and out of this Transformers series. Like I said, I didn't pick up the first issue, but then I went and picked up some of the other early issues here. And I've, like I said, dipped in and out of it a little bit. I feel like since I didn't start collecting from the beginning, I didn't really feel any sort of reason to start collecting every single issue. So I've just been collecting issues I find in discount bins as I go along and stuff. But this is a new issue, one of the few I've bought off the rack. And the reason I did was because this is the final issue of the Daniel Warren Johnson, Jorge Corona run on this book. And starting with the next issue, Robert Kirkman's actually taking over the writing, with Dan Mora from World's Finest and Superman taking over the artwork. So pretty interested to see that. I think that will be, it'll be a totally different style than what they've been doing the past couple years on this book, that's for sure. But Dan Mora, certainly an excellent artist, and I love his take of Superman and Batman. So I've already seen some of the artwork. His take on Optimus Prime looks just very heroic and just quintessential superhero. If you've seen any of his work on Superman, you can probably picture in your mind and just translate to how he would make Optimus Prime look. But there are some pretty great callbacks to some of the previous issues and storylines and other Transformers history in this book. And I feel like if you've been following every single issue, a lot of the stuff that happens in this issue would probably hit a lot harder. Like we get this giant celestial Omega Supreme Transformer flies overhead right when Starscream's about to take the shot to kill the humans that Megatron has held hostage. Megatron actually makes Optimus Prime make a choice whether to save Beachcomber here, one of the Transformers, or save these humans. And he's gonna make Optimus Prime choose, or he's gonna kill both of them, and Optimus Prime obviously won't choose. The Celestial flies over and it distracts Starscream. And then in the next panel we see Megatron, who can turn into a gun. He shoots, and we see in the next panel he shoots Starscream right in the head here. And he's about to take out the humans when Shredhead, who is this new Transformer, shows up to save the day. So again, some callbacks that, like I said, would probably mean a lot more if you'd been reading every single issue. And Megatron escapes with Devastator. And they save the day. We've got Optimus Prime says the Matrix is slowly coming back to life, he says, which is like the matrix of leadership that Megatron had poisoned Optimus Prime and taken from him. And Optimus Prime says, yes, it's little, but still mighty. And I love the final splash page on here too, just all the crazy looking building that they're on. Some great artwork in here. You always tend to kind of compare artists to other artists. I can't really do that here. I mean, you can compare Jorge Corona's work, I suppose, to Daniel Warren Johnson's work. Really the only other kind of artist this kind of reminds me of is maybe like Keith Giffen, perhaps. So, but if you want to see any more of Daniel Warren Johnson stuff, with Mike Spicer. Go check out Do a Powerbomb as well, especially if you like pro wrestling. This is a really awesome series that came out. Same creative team as on this original Transformers run here, minus Jorge Corona. And if you do like wrestling and comic books like I do, go check out my other YouTube channel, Kaufman is Live Wrestling, where I do talk about wrestling. I don't post over there as often as I do over here on the comic book channel, but go check that out and please subscribe. And subscribe to this channel too if you haven't already. Doesn't cost anything. You might as well like the video as well while you're here. And thanks again for watching. Go read comics.